What's up guys, CyberHoudini here and welcome to the Gamw Awards 2021. They ran very late for the EU crowd, so I've decided to push it forward to today and basically just go over, review all the announcements, cut out the fluff, you know, because I think it ended like at 4 or 5 in the morning in the EU, and then like Central Europe even got worse. So it's just the way it goes. I think because Geoff Keighley wanted to have it in person, that meant, like, you know, it was going to be a thing where it would be, you know, later in the evening on the west coast of America, you know. So that left it till like it was starting at 1 AM my time. So it was too much. And not to be mean or anything, but you know, if it ended at 1, I'd be cool. But starting at 1, it would have killed me. So we're going to do that. We're also going to be playing the Matrix Awakens Unreal Engine experience. Yeah, it's a little bit of a weird one, but it seems to be playable and apparently very impressive. So yeah, it seems like there was a lot of great announcements, a lot of great trailers. I mean, I'm excited, you know. Definitely a lot of people saying it may have overran for sure. Like 3 hours is way too much. You want to keep those things to, you know, maximum like hour and a half to 2 hours. If you're not being able to do what you can in an hour and a half on, you know, straight Game Award, you know, that kind of stuff, then, you know, there's clearly something that needs to be cut out. But yes, it is Friday. Yes, it's like 2 weeks away from Christmas. Can you believe that? Oh my god. So I'm not going to show any of the movie trailers because, or TV show trailers, something like that, because we live in a world where these companies are just waiting, chomping at the bit to unleash the hounds. So I know they did do a trailer for Sonic the Hedgehog 2 with Tails and Knuckles, which is great. And also the Halo TV show, the TV show coming to Paramount Plus with Steven Spielberg at the helm. Looks really good, but we will not be showing that off, especially the Halo TV show. I hear that is taking down and striking people on YouTube left, right, and center. Alright, so let us begin. So lots and lots of announcements. We're going to go over the biggest ones I have pulled up. So many trailers, so many. So many tabs open right now. I can't feel my tab. So we're going to start off with a really nice announcement, really surprise announcement. This is a very small teaser. This is for a new Wonder Woman game from the one and only Monolith.
A new threat comes.
So if you don't know who Monolith are,
I must call you home.
they are the ones that made the Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War games.
Unite old enemies.
They also made classic series like Fear and Condemned. So I'm excited for this. It's meant to be very small details are trickling out about this one. It's meant to be open world. It's meant to be using the Nemesis system from the Shadow of War and Mordor games, which is really cool. So obviously with Wonder Woman doing Mad Bank for DC right now, and obviously they're already planning a third movie from the same director, Patty Jenkins, I want to say. I'm sorry if I'm getting that wrong. I know she's also working on a Cleopatra game, or a Cleopatra movie, and also Star Wars Rogue Squadron, and I know I think the Cleopatra movie might have got shelved for a little bit, but yeah, the third Wonder Woman movie is coming as well. So this is good. I'm glad. Like, I know we might be seeing a lot of superhero stuff, but trust me, that's not a bad thing. We actually had way more superhero stuff back in the 90s and 2000s. People just kind of forget, but now they're far greater quality, you know, Marvel Avengers aside. but they are good. We saw a lot of superhero stuff tonight. So yeah, that's just a very basic teaser. Yeah, it's nice to see. I had heard a rumor that Monolith were actually working on a Matrix game, but I think the rumors must have got confused with that Matrix Awakens stuff. Now, who knows? There may still be a Matrix game in the works. I would love to see that come back, but I know there's playable parts in the Matrix Awakens, so we shall see. But it's nice to see them doing well. You know, to get to handle a DC license it's a big thing, you know. And it's nice to have Wonder Woman getting her own game. You know, it's probably not the first, But still, it could be cool. Also, so we have the Nemesis system, open world. It's apparently going to take place in 2 massive open worlds, or at least one big one that's kind of split down the middle, where you're going to be going back to like her Amazonian home world, you know, and then our planet as well. Anyway, so yeah, that's really cool. It's really cool. I think she looks amazing. Let me see if I can get a freeze frame when it's pretty close. I think Diana looks amazing. They could do some really cool stuff with the combat. We may not be getting a Superman game, right? But this could be pretty close to it. Something tells me they probably won't make her fly though. Maybe a lot of jumps. For anyone who's played the Shadow of War, Shadow of Mordor series, know very well that they're super fun, you know? Super fun, super scalable, very cool combat. Obviously, the Nemesis system has become this really incredible little holy grail on how to do enemy structure, enemy design, right? You know, if you don't know what the Nemesis system is and you've never played those games, that's all good. It's basically an enemy hierarchy. So as you start to kill off certain generals or big bad guys, what they do is they end up getting like replaced by other guys, but they can also come back with scars and things like that. So it feels like more like a living, breathing enemy structure instead of just like bonk and move on, bonk next to get the next guy. So that could work really well with some of her big bads, you know, like Cheetah. You know, you could have these fights early on in the game and then come back and have them like stronger, or you know, that kind of way. It's a really clever idea. We obviously want the Nemesis system in way more games, but as far as I know, I don't know if they've trademarked it or what, but it's their baby and it'll stay their baby. So yeah, this is a small teaser. That kind of does look like Diana Wonder Woman in engine, so who knows how far away this is. Another thing that we did see as well, the Suicide Squad game from Rocksteady was meant to be 2023 and is now 2022. So we are looking at a situation where we'll have Gotham Knights early next year, hopefully, and then maybe the Suicide Squad game late next year. So that's a lot of DC. 2022 may end up being the year of DC games, and then the following year we'll be back on Marvel with Spider-Man 2 and Wolverine and that, you know. We'll see. Alright, on to the next trailer. We have, yes, a brand new Sonic game. This is Sonic Frontiers. There was a rumor whether it was going to be called Frontiers or Sonic Rangers, but it is very much Sonic Breath of the Wild. And trust me, that's not a bad thing. It is time for Sonic to come back in a big way. We've made up some ground from the Sonic 06 days, thanks to Sonic Generations and Sonic Mania. But in terms of mainline Sonic games, it's still been a little bit rough. We did get the Sonic Colors remaster, which was nice. That's a good game that was very much lost on the Wii and the 3DS. So yeah, Sonic Frontiers is coming next year, hopefully. Like I said, it's open world for the first time ever, and this is like an in-game shot right here. My goodness, look at that. So yeah, think Breath of the Wild, think Skyrim. I doubt it's going to be anywhere as big as those games. You can already kind of tell that they've taken a huge chunk out of the idea behind Breath of the Wild. You've got huge forest kind of landscapes, mountains, just and these lovely landmarks dotting the whole horizon, which is really nice. You know, you can definitely probably, you know, they're gonna have a situation where they're like, hey, if you can see it, you can go to it. The thing that excites me is, obviously, as big as the world is, you've got Sonic, who's like the fastest hedgehog alive, right? So it's not going to feel, you know, I'd say as slow-paced as Zelda is, you know, and I doubt you'd even be messing around with a fast travel in this game. And knowing the fact that they've built such a big world, it'll probably get to the point where Sonic will find a way of getting faster and faster. You know, we might even see some Super Sonic come back, which I would love. I love that dude. So yeah, I'm excited for this. I want Sonic to do well again. Like, I grew up as a Sega kid, you know. Sonic was my mascot, not Mario. I didn't get into Nintendo for a long time. So it was always Sonic for me. I love Sonic Team. I even played their very cool futuristic firefighting game called Burning Rangers. I wish they'd bring that back too. But we'll see. This thing reminded me so much of Calamity Ganon, it's crazy. Yeah. All images don't appear in-game, and it says it's captured on PC. So yeah, it looks like they're going for something next year. Oh yeah. Someone's definitely talking to him, something nasty chasing him. What'll it be? Good old Sonic. Now, yeah, it's definitely a game to be excited for, but also a little bit apprehensive about as well, because anytime Sonic has ever tried to get a little bit more open, he's fallen flat in his face. That's why they keep going back to it. So we'll see. The issue is when it's so open, he's so fast that it tends to you run into issues. That's why you've got these kind of games with auto lock on to fight enemies and that. So it feels almost more rhythm based than anything. But if they can handle that, then hell yeah. What you need is almost a couple of different speeds for Sonic to make it feel right. See what do we see in his eye? Just a big blob of a thing. Yeah, there's definitely some texture on the fur. But nice to have 2 Sonic announcements. So we had the game, and then obviously Sonic the Hedgehog 2, which is cool. It looks like Knuckles is going to be a villain, at least for that movie, which makes sense. That's how Knuckles started out. And then hopefully if they get to do a Sonic the Hedgehog 3, probably just call it like Sonic and Knuckles, and it would fit very well with the movies or the games then, you know. So yeah, Sonic Frontiers 2022. We'll see how that goes. Yeah. I'm hyped. I'm hyped. Bring him back. Bring the little blue guy back. Alright, next trailer we have a huge surprise. I was so happy to hear this. This is literally like the best announcement that could have happened besides like a Soul Reaver remake. Is the one and only Alan Wake coming back. An Alan Wake sequel. It's been rumored for a long time. Remedy finally get to make their dream game, as they've said. It looks amazing. It's now shifting from an action game to pure survival horror. Sam Lake has said that it feels like a natural progression. You see like Bright Falls and it's moving over to more of a dark cityscape. I'm down for this so much. This is due out 2023. They said they'll probably show more at E3. I'm so happy. You know, if Silent Hill ain't coming and these boys are going to borrow a little bit. People sleep on Alan Wake, you know, everyone thinks it's pretty average. I love it, it has so much more to it. And then, no, that bit is all about, if anyone who's played the game without getting spoilery, at the end of Alan Wake, Alan is trapped. He's very much trapped inside this lake that is actually an ocean, and it's all got to do with the dark side of the mind. What the writer creates comes after him. So that kind of bit is not Alan. That horror bit there. Look how dark he looks. He actually looks like Jake Gyllenhaal. Holy Christ! How's it going, Caustic? Hello, and Lacuna. Happy Friday, lads. We're recapping the. Yeah, I wasn't gonna stay up all night for that. Holy Christ, they started at 1 and like didn't end till like 5 or something. Like, what were they thinking? But there you go. Yes. I've heard a lot about Alan Wake, though I haven't actually seen anything about it or anyone cover it before. Damn, I played it a couple of times. They just re-released it. You can get it for like €20 on PS5. It's really good, dude. It's, you know, like most Remedy games at that time, they're the guys who made Max Payne. They've always done shooters, you know, which is completely fine. It's heavily inspired by Stephen King. That's what got me into it. The first line in the game is about Stephen King. So that's what it's about. It's about the story of a writer who finds himself in a nasty, twisted, dark tale where basically a lot of his own writings kind of come to life, almost prophetic, you know, in a way. It's really, really cool. And in true Remedy style, they have like a massive concert in the middle of it's really creepy, dude. Think like Twin Peaks meets a Stephen King novel, right? Really, really cool. So basically your whole arsenal is like pistol, shotgun, that kind of stuff, and you've got your flashlight, and it's all about destroying the dark. It's a really clever system. Great sound, great atmosphere. But you know, it's quite linear, and it's an action horror game, right? But this one, they're moving over to survival horror, and basically what that means nowadays, you know, survival horror can mean really anything if you think about it. But what it really means is closer to something like Silent Hill and Resident Evil. Those games are what birthed the whole survival horror. Nowadays, if you say survival on its own, it means hunger, you know, a hunger system, thirst system, that kind of stuff, but not really in survival horror. It just means surviving. But it looks cool. It looks like he's going out. I hope they make a whole new city. You know, maybe they might pick somewhere like New York or something. You don't know, but it's really cool. This object in his hand here, which looks like a makeshift light, It makes a lot of sense because in the first game, they would use common household objects to have far more powerful effect on the whole world in Alan Wake. So he had this thing called the clicker, which you know is like a light switch, you know, but what he was able to do was literally turn on the whole lights, you know, destroy all the bad guys. It was really cool. So I'm excited for that. So as you're looking at him here, he's definitely, this guy who plays Alan Wake has had like a little guest appearance in nearly all of Remedy's games, including like Quantum Break, Control. It's been really cool that they kept that going, and he does an amazing job. And they like to bleed live action and animation together. So in Alan Wake, you would find these TVs dotted around, and this is where the evil Alan Wake would talk to Alan Wake, and you'd see like these eyeballs and shit coming at them. But everything on the TV was done with live action. It was very clever little mix of genres there. So yeah, at the end of the game, basically you get to confront this evil, you know, and the roles get reversed. Alan Wake gets sucked into the darkness, into the lake, and the evil Alan Wake takes his place. But his real name is Mr. Scratch, and you can already see him a little bit here when you get the jump scare.
And monsters wear many faces.
There he is right there. Oh! He seems to be a little bit of a cannibal. So that's Mr. Scratch. My God. What a great name, right? They like messing with things like that. It's definitely Stephen King inspired. But just hearing Sam Lake talk about it, he's so happy. They went in with Epic Games for the publishing. So that means things are going to be a little bit awkward. It is coming to the next gen machines. But on terms of PC, it's going to be only coming to Epic. So that is what it is. But these games are extremely expensive to make. So they needed a new publisher. And clearly they went with Microsoft before. And that must have felt a bit too constrictive for them. And they didn't really go with Sony this time. But it's just nice that it's coming to pretty much everything. It will eventually go to Steam, like most things, you know. But yeah, for now it's 2023. It's a long way off, but this is huge. This is a series that has been dying for a sequel, and for them to switch over to survival horror makes me so fucking happy. Yeah, they're also working on more Control as well. So Remedy's future is very bright. I'm so happy.
Gotcha! Alright, I'm now joined by my man Sam Lake. Sam, thank you.
This is the guy who, Sam Lake is the CEO of Remedy, but he also does the face of Max Payne. So, and he's still going strong. What a ledge!
This is so exciting.
What a ledge!
Alan Wake 2. It's been a decade. Fans have been asking you for
let me
it.
put
Why
up
is now the right
subtitles.
time to bring him back?
Well, Geoff, first of all, I want to
Alright,
say
it's always been a background
It's been
IP. Remedy
raining
never
here in
wanted to
Los
be
Angeles.
AAA. Exactly, yeah.
It's on us.
They don't want to go. They don't want to. They probably were approached to be bought out by one of them, but they didn't want to go that way. I wonder how much they will reduce action. Oh no, definitely not. No. But what I like about it is it allows them to create their own monsters, which I'm excited about. Because in the first Alan Wake, it's very much about people being turned, you know. So you're dealing with phantoms and some fucked up people, but mostly human enemies, which they are scary, but yeah, it kind of wears off after a while. Survival horror keeps upping expectations. Yes.
Had horror elements to it, but it was an action game.
Yeah.
And we feel that
basically the only thing that's going to change, I think, is they're going to allow you to have maybe more you know, bullet management and things like that. That's what it says to me. When you bring the survival part into horror, it's always about really just coming down to the last couple of bullets. But I'm super happy about that. That's something that's definitely a long way off. I wouldn't even say it'll make 2023 because they take a while with their games, but they always make some polished beauties. And if you haven't played the other Remedy games, then you are sorely missing out. Their most recent title, Control, is so good. It's like the X-Files, but it all takes place inside one giant mind-bending building. It's crazy. It's like the Illuminati meets X-Files. Really good. You get to like fucking levitate around using all these cool powers and everything.
We got to announce this here.
I think they gave it away free on the PS Plus as well. Let them delay or take a few more years. Totally, yeah.
Yes.
But every time you delay something and take a few more years, that's more R&D, more employee salaries, more whatever, you know.
Okay.
So you're just bleeding money.
2022, more on Alan Wake 2. Sam, thank you so much for that.
I think Geoff did a good job. These award shows are too long, though. Like 3 hours. Nonsense. There's no need for that at all. Alright, on to the next trailer. Alan Wake 2, that was a huge surprise. I'm so happy. That was a... you know, I'd heard the rumors, of course, but everything is rumor until it's shown off. Alright, so next we have this other rumored game. This is Quantum Dream's new game. If you don't know Quantum Dream, they made games like Beyond Two Souls and most recently Detroit Become Human. And they're actually working on a Star Wars game. This will be the first Star Wars game in the High Republic era. This is the new era that we're moving into. We're moving far, far away from Darth Vader and the Empire. We're going way, way back into the past to the High Republic, which was the golden era of the Jedi, and pretty much like the birth of the Sith too. So this looks really cool. Now we know Quantum Dream are mainly like they don't really do action a lot. So this trailer does not really do much for me. It looks amazing, but these guys are they do interactive experiences, right? You know, heavy on the dialogue, great stories, but not a whole lot of action. They're what I would call them. I'd say they're closer to something like Telltale than anything. I actually really enjoy one of their first games, Omicron, which has sadly been named after the new variant of COVID has taken the name. That was one of their first ones, the Nomad Soul. Then they did Fahrenheit, which was incredible. Loved it. Weird as hell. And in my personal opinion, they've actually kind of gone down a little bit, you know, slowly. I think they need to shift up their genres a little bit and gameplay. But yeah, to me, they've kind of their most recent games. Heavy Rain was awesome. Beyond Two Souls was a big misstep. It was what happens is they're putting a lot of big name actors forward, and then just not a whole lot around them. And then Detroit Become Human was a really interesting game. I think it had no business being as big as it was. It was thanks to memes and YouTubers like PewDiePie and that game really took off. You know, we've had 157 stories about the idea of AI, the Ghost in the Shell, that kind of stuff. You know, so kind of really that game just felt a little bit like iRobot without Will Smith in it. But still good though. But all I think about when I think of Detroit Become Human is memes. Oh my god. Yeah, but I like to see how they take on Star Wars for sure. A lot of action, a lot of saber fights there, but if they don't have gameplay, which they don't usually do, it's always QTEs and interactive stuff, you know, then it's just gonna feel like a movie. And it's the first game in the High Republic era, so it has to wow, it really does. If this is gonna be our step into a new Star Wars lore, it really has to do a good job. So I wish them the best. We'll see. Star Wars Eclipsed is the name. There were so many unexpected announcements. Yeah, there was a lot of great announcements before the show started, like the Wonder Woman game coming from Monolith, who made the Shadow of Mordor games. They're going to be bringing a open world, son of a bitch. They're going to bring an open world Wonder Woman game with the Nemesis system, which is really cool. Anyway, we'll see how this goes. I had heard they were working on a Star Wars game. Apparently Coalition, who made the Gears games, are working on a Star Wars game as well. We'll see. All very impressive CG. When I first saw this, I thought it was the Mandalorian, and I almost had a kitten. Because I've been dying for a Mandalorian game. But no, this is the High Republic. This is cool. I just don't see there being actual lightsaber duels and that. Unless they step up the gameplay, and I hope they do. I really do, because there's a time and a place for, you know, these Telltale experiences. Speaking of Telltale, they announced a couple of stuff. They announced an Eclipse game, or not the Eclipse. What was it? The Expanse. Sorry, my brain. It's Friday, everybody. I had to do like 6 different things just before I went live, and look, I'm still getting messages about it now. For fuck's sake. But yeah. Oh. Good lord. Okay. Yeah. The Expanse is getting a Telltale series, which is really cool. Hello, Pyro. How's it going? Did anybody stay up and watch any of the announcements? Ooh, Star Wars. Yeah, dude. Yeah. So I thought that Monolith were going to be working on a new Matrix game, but it turns out they're working on a Wonder Woman game. How do you guys feel about that? It's going to be open world. Very little. I can show you the trailer again. It's very little. Yeah, it's cool. It's meant to be. The details I got is from a leak, so I don't know what will be real and what won't be real. But they're meant to be open world using the Nemesis system, which is cool. So we could have a lot of like Diana's big bad guys, you know, but they'll come back later in the game and that. We'll see. We'll see. I didn't bother staying up. Me neither, dude. Me neither. You'd stay through the entire event. It wasn't too late here in Mexico. Okay, I'm glad. I'm glad. Yeah. No, it started at 1 AM here in Ireland, and I feel so bad for anybody over in Central Europe. Detroit Became Human was good, but I totally agree with you. Yeah, no, dude. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I'm not saying it was definitely far from a bad game. In fact, I enjoyed Kara because I had remember them showing off Project Kara ages ago. So I enjoyed her story the most. I think it was great twists. Yeah, but it was totally, that game was totally blown beyond, and it's so weird. People still ask me to play it to this day, and most of them are from that same Jacksepticeye, PewDiePie era. Well, that's all they really care about. I remember playing the demo for it though, so it's cool. It's just I turn off mentally a bit with those games. That's what I did with Beyond Two Souls, even with Green Goblin and everyone else in it. Still, you know, doesn't mean they're bad games. It's just everybody, different strokes for different folks, right? Yeah, everyone went full next-gen hype when it was just Telltale's The Walking Dead with better graphics. I still think Telltale's The Walking Dead really holds up because I like the comic book style. If the final season looks incredible, plays incredible, and is incredible. I thought it was a proper send-off. Alright, we showed off Sonic. I won't be showing off any of the movies or TV show trailers because they are clamping down. Angry Joe is going through a hell right now. But they showed off the Halo TV series coming from Steven Spielberg, and also the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 trailer with Tails and Knuckles. It looks amazing. Looks amazing. Jim Carrey just absolutely killing it. That'll be great. I'd love to see them do another Sonic movie after that one where Sonic and Knuckles, just call it Sonic and Knuckles and their friends. Because obviously in Sonic the Hedgehog 2, where Knuckles is first introduced, he is the villain, just like in the games, which is cool. The Echidna. Alright, we showed off Alan Wake, Star Wars Eclipse. On to the next one, we have a new trailer for Elden Ring. I've been trying to go dark on this game, but they just won't let me. They brought out a little pot man, which is really cute, from the game, just to present this new trailer. It looks amazing, absolutely amazing. This is probably the opening of the game, because we're getting very close. We're around 2 months away. I think it's the end of February. It got a little bit of a delay from January, which is fine. It's fucking fine. But it looks amazing. I'd say this is the opening of the game. Gives me heavy Lord of the Rings vibes. Yes, the story was in collaboration with George Railroad Your Mom Martin, but I highly doubt. He said he'd finished up the work on the treatment like 2 years ago. So I think a lot would have changed since then. I'm just one of those guys. I'm sorry, I'm just not big on the old Game of Thrones hype. I never was. It's another great show. Still nothing compared to Lord of the Rings though. But anyway, that's another conversation. So it's all about demigods and a lot of stuff you just won't know until we play the game, right? I'm excited. This was a day one. From Software will always be day one. This also seems to be sort of buried in Irish lore as well, like Celtic lore, but I won't know till I play it. But how they speak of all the High Kings, that is all about our lore right there, you know. And people were talking about Magnus the Red too, which is interesting. I love The Walking Dead. I'm glad Robert Kirkman himself decided to... Yeah. Here's the thing. I enjoy the games really more than the show. I checked out pretty early during The Walking Dead show. Mainly because of it was one of those kind of filler seasons where they were at the prison. Which is fine, but that's definitely a show in my opinion. I know it's just one silly old Irishman's opinion. That it probably should have ended, you know, within 5 seasons. I feel like with about 90% of shows, I feel that about, like, they should, if you can't get your story done and dusted in 5 seasons, then the rest is just filler. Even one of my favorites growing up was Smallville, and that got 10 seasons, and it had no business being 10 seasons long. It was pretty good after 6. After the 100 episode, they rip your heart out, and then it's pretty tough to get any higher than that, right? Here's a great fight here. All these demigods fighting. Even though this will be From Software's biggest game, most open world game, it also, you know, open world games do suffer a little bit graphically. So it is a cross-gen game. So we've got this thing where the Demon's Souls remake does kind of look a little bit higher fidelity than this, but it still looks gorgeous. Oh, yeah, the first game with Lee was just such a pivotal moment, right? That made Telltale. It also went on. The guys who wrote that went on to do Firewatch and start their own company and that, which is cool. So that was huge. That's 2013. That's almost 10 years ago, which is crazy. But yeah, the issue I have now with The Walking Dead is because I checked out so early, you've got things like Fear the Walking Dead, Love the Walking Dead, Marry the Walking Dead, all these spin-off shows that it kind of waters down any effect the original show had, where other people they love that kind of stuff, so it's cool. Hell yeah. If you want to build up on the lore, sure, why not? You're up, but I wasn't watching it. Okay, yeah, I was up to like a couple hours, but I didn't. I wanted to save some of the reactions. The lack of gameplay was killing. Chat. Oh, was it? Where did you watch it? Did you watch it on Twitch or on YouTube? The chat on both of them is always going to be cancerous. Said Magnus the Red in chat. Everyone went, Ganondorf! Yeah, there you go. Uncultured swine! Ganondorf. All you ever see is Among Us 2, Fortnite 2. I'm telling you, degenerates, the lot of them. But you gotta take the good with the bad, right? Alright, on to the next trailer, Among Us 2. No, it's actually Among Us VR. See how I planned that? They're actually making a VR Among Us game. This is probably gonna come too little too late, because people have already made their own VR Among Us games in VR chat and a whole lot of others. So yeah, who knows how long this will take to come out, because poor Inner Slot, the guys behind Among Us, are like 3 or 4 people, you know. So yeah, but we'll see. It's really cool. It's a very, very brief glimpse. You can kind of see the little sussy baka coming up and killing you. I worry how would you vent quickly, you know. I like the art style though. It's got like a Rick and Morty vibe to it. It's probably just that room though. So he would have had to vent there. And doing anything in VR always feels like you either have 1,000 hours in VR and you can do everything really fast, or you're turning around slow, click, blink, walk over there, teleport, you know. That just ain't gonna work in for Among Us, where you gotta vent in and vent out. But I'm glad. I just worry by the time this comes out, will we be in a situation where there'll be 10 other games just like it, you know. Hello, mate. How's it going? Hello. Give us all the details. Did you get to hear anything yet? We're just going through all of this good stuff. I started on YouTube, then I went on to DB. Okay, cool. I've never heard of that guy. Is he cool? Oh yeah. I started off with a little bit of this was probably a surprise I wasn't expecting, but a new Wonder Woman game from Monolith. And it's going to be open world. Monolith made the Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War games, Fear and Condemned and that. They're great. So it's going to be open world, use the Nemesis system, all the goodies. We got Diana and her lasso of truth. Obviously with the hype around the Wonder Woman movies and a third one coming. Pretty cool. All you watched was the Horizon trailer. Dude, I'm going to get to that Horizon trailer. Oh my god. There was a moment where I thought she was going to jump off the cliff and jump onto one of the birds, and I'm like, oh, please. So that was a cool little surprise. Then we went to Sonic Frontiers, which I'm actually excited for. Sonic meets Breath of the Wild. I know every game's doing it, including Halo, but this looks really fun, and it might be kind of cool, you know, going around this beautiful landscape as the little blue blur himself. I'm excited for this. I mean, Sonic fandom and hype is bigger than it ever was, and I want the games to get up there where, you know, the movies are. You also showed off a trailer for Sonic the Hedgehog 2 movie, but I won't be showing any of those trailers because, sheesh, you know, it's hard enough to show bloody game trailers these days because you get stung. But Movies will come out. There you go. Here's some there's an actual shot. I'm not actually a big fan of the lighting on Sonic there. It feels very like Unreal Engine 5 demo stuff. But I like the landscape. Like that, definitely Breath of the Wild vibe. You've got like, you know, this beautiful lush environment, peaks and valleys everywhere, and then these unusual structures off on the horizon. But you know, instead of going around slowly or fast traveling, hopefully we'll have like different speeds, and maybe even Supersonic might show up. So I'm excited. I grew up as a Sega kid, so I always try and take a chance on Sonic. He's had a very, very rough puberty, God bless him, but hopefully he's coming into his prime, you know. Hopefully. Jesus, we just need something good, you know. But see, I'm one of the outliers. I actually like games like Sonic Unleashed, where he's a werehog, and I liked a couple of the weird ones. I did. I'm sorry. I did not like Sonic Boom, though. That's crap. But Sonic Colors was fun. Yes. And then we had Sonic Generations, which was very clever. But sadly, a lot of those games didn't even run well. And it's hard enough for people just to like a Sonic game. If you don't get it to run well, it is dead on arrival. But lately, thanks to the FPS boost from Xbox, you can now go back and play the old Sonic games at a blistering like fucking 4K 60, and it's like no dips, even like in the Sonic Adventures like levels that had like horrendous frame rate issues. But yeah, this is apparently coming next year. I'm excited. Sonic Frontiers. There was rumored it was going to be called Sonic Rangers, which may still be a thing. You don't know. And then with the hype around the movies, he is kind of seeing his second wind, huh? God bless him. The blue blur. This thing couldn't be more like Breath of the Wild ever tried. Even the pink and the purple smoke, it actually looks like Calamity Ganon. So yeah, silly old feckers. Sonic fandom is radioactive wasteland. It really is. Any fandom gets big enough. Like, remember that kid? He's like, your actions have consequences. Yeah. Any fandom gets big enough. And sadly it happens. Even like, I love From Software, that's my baby right there. But half of that fandom is a toxic, passive-aggressive wankers, and they gatekeep everything. And then you've got the PvP guys who are just gang squad, like Jesus Christ. So yeah, so every fandom, you either are a cult kind of game that has this really passionate small fandom, and you know, they're actually a good community, right? Or it gets to that level where you start to get the trolls in and everything, and then yeah, it's just, that's the nature of fandom. It sucks, but it is what it is. And this huge one, dude, this was amazing to me. Alan Wake 2. Now it's not coming until 2023, but this is big, baby. Next gen only, all done from Remedy. It's going to be through Epic doing the publishing. They've now moved from action horror to survival horror. And we're probably going like Open City, definitely Silent Hill inspired. I'm super excited for this. Remedy know how to fuck with your mind, and it's going to be great. This is going to be up there. This is going to be a new horror classic, I think. Lacuna, thank you for that house, dude. Happy Friday, lads. Let's go. Never played a Sonic game? That's all good. Run well. I know, there you go. Oh, mate, you're too good. You're too smart, dude. Too quick. Yeah, I'm excited for this. And it's, they're definitely, you got Alan Wake a lot darker. And we got the one and only Mr. Scratch. You know what? He's there for so long. Mr. Scratch. He's basically evil Alan Wake, but his name is Mr. Scratch. Mr. Scratch. What is that? Oh my. Some kawaii romper. Oh, yeah, there's always a few, yeah, wholesome, yeah. I'm so glad Dying Light is still good. Yeah, dude, I want to show that trailer as well. They were very cheeky with that trailer, Caustic. Oh my god, now, if you guys remember the classic, well, I suppose it is a bit of a classic now, but the Dead Island original trailer was so sad and so fucked up. It won awards. Imagine the trailer winning awards. The trailer won more awards than the game did, let's just put it like that. But it was really fucked up. And the new Dying Light 2 trailer actually kind of reminds me a lot of that trailer, pulling the old heartstrings. Next up, we had a brand new Star Wars game. Sorry to have to repeat these, but it's okay. It's all good. You know, it's all good. And a new Star Wars game from Quantum Dream, the guys who made Detroit Become Human, Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls, all that good stuff. This is the first Star Wars game in the High Republic era. This is where all the movies are going, all the games are going, all the comics, the shows, everything is pushing forward into the High Republic. You know, anything new, obviously, everything's been pre-established is still there. But this is interesting. The High Republic is hundreds and hundreds of years before, you know, even the prequels. This would be... Like, when I saw this, I thought that was the Mandalorian, man. Oh my god. So, I'm sort of excited. If they don't step up the gameplay, like, Quantum Dream are known for more interactive games, you know. There's still action in them, don't get me wrong. But it is interactive action, if that makes any sense. QT, right? So, I don't want to see QT lightsaber battles. Don't do me like that. Don't you dare. There's even your boy Yoda. Yeah, we'll see how things are going. It's nice just to see the Star Wars license be moved away from EA. Thanks be to God. And the High Republic could be awesome. We'll see like the golden years of the Jedi Council and the birth of the Sith. You know, it could be really fucking cool. Even what came before, right? Dark Plagueis, maybe, I don't know. Dead Island's trailer is a work of art, yeah. But only Dying Light lived up to the hype. Agreed, man, agreed. Dead Island was super fun, but it was like good meatloaf. It's just meatloaf, you know. It never gets any better. It's just meatloaf. Whereas Dying Light, the genius move to keep the grapple hook till a couple of hours into the game was amazing. It's Spider-Man with zombies, and it's one of my favorite zombie games of all time. And I've tried a lot, trust me. I even tried that Zombie game, or Zombie U as it was called at the time, which had some interesting ideas. You had like a zombie apocalypse in London, Buckingham Palace, old zombie queen herself. Surprisingly no different than how she looks right now. So there you go. Alright, so that was Star Wars Eclipse. Quantum Dream, we'll see what goes from there. Very, very creepy trailer. I'll give them that. Then we showed off Elden Ring's, probably its cinematic opening. We're getting close to release. So they showed off a lot of fights and a lot of lore. A lot of the death of the demigods. Oh, I'm so hyped. You know, like, I know it's a lot of CG trailers. I know. But God, I love video games. Geoff Keighley actually started the show addressing the whole Activision Blizzard abuse and all this kind of stuff, which people were giving him shit for not doing. So he quickly scrambled and recovered that. He'll always be a yes man. God bless him. You know? But yeah. I'll briefly go over who won what award as well. But remember, it is just one opinion. It does not have to be yours. Then we saw the Among Us VR, which is kind of cool. I fear that might come too late though. But we'll see. We'll see. Good for them. Next up, we have this really cool game. Hell yeah. This is a strategy game based in the Dune universe. That's right, Dune, not June. I don't know who the fuck's calling it June. It's called Dune Spice Wars. And it is done by, I want to say, is it Funsum? I'm sorry if I'm getting that wrong. I'm not good at my strategy stuff. Is it Funsum? Funsum? They do a lot of strategy games. Let me see if I can find them. Maybe it's Funcom, is it? Is it Funcom? Did I fuck it up that much? Maybe it's Funcom. Where did I read Funsum? So yeah, if you're a Dune universe fan, it could be really cool. Yeah, I think... Is it Funcom? Huh? Yeah, it is. Alright, sorry, no, I was getting confused there, because the last big one they worked on was the Conan Exiles game. I thought they worked on other strategy games. Anyway, still very, very cool. You know, they talk about 4x real time. I'm not really sure what that means. 4 times real time. Next we have a really cool another trailer for the Planet of Lana, which looks like it's up there with the likes of Limbo and that. Really, really nice 2D heartfelt story. I'm guessing it's a movie you get to sort of direct unless you do a 180 and full-on action game. I'm gonna say Beyond Two Souls has awful controls. The issue is they constantly revolve around QTs, and they did QTs since their very first game, and that'll tell you that how little the company has actually moved. But they do some of the best facial animations and motion capture. You know, maybe not the actual movement, but yeah, definitely facial motion capture. Detroit Become Human looks amazing, you know, especially if you've got a powerful PC. But let's just drop the fucking QTs already. Quantum Dream are one of those companies that, like, zoned in on the 6-axis nonsense, which I never liked. Like, move your controller to open a door. So you're sat there, like, just fucking wanking off the door handle just trying to open it. Like, damn it! But yeah, I enjoyed one of their first kind of QT heavy games, which was Fahrenheit, which in America was called Indigo Prophecy. Really clever idea. But I would have moved past that. But then, you know, 4 or 5 games later, they're still kind of doing it. So yeah, everyone knows about how much I hate QTs. Because I have the reaction time of a cross-eyed goldfish, and it don't work. That's all that's wrong. So yeah, this is the planet of Lana. Really cool. You know, we gotta give love to the indie games. There's gonna come a time where you're gonna have like Netflix shows around indie games. We're almost there. I heard that Cowboy Bebop is after getting cancelled after 1 season. Netflix don't pull no punches. Netflix is either your savior or your demon. I know it's after getting very, very mixed reviews, mostly negative, but it was never really going to work, and I still think it tried to be a little bit closer to the source material than most of their other stuff. I always bring up Ghost in the Shell. I know that's a movie, not a Netflix thing, but still, you know, at least Cowboy Bebop wasn't whitewashed into oblivion, right? Yeah, so that's Planet of Lana. Very cute. Very, very cute. Next up, we have the new Horizon Forbidden West. Sony had to get something in there. And you know what? This is a fantastic trailer. It shows off enough of her new gadgets, a whole lot of new costumes, beautiful, beautiful landscapes, and some creepy, creepy enemies. So I'm down for this. New machines, new bosses. Another highlight for me for the show was Hellblade 2. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Yeah. So watch now, there's a bit, right, she's doing the melee combat has been heavily improved. This is coming out now in February. Now this bit here, I thought she was gonna jump. Oh, I thought she was gonna jump. The only thing I ask from the sequel, oh cool, that was like a, what they call that, Plesiosaurus? All I ask for the sequel is that she jumps on one of the Stormbirds and lets us fly around. Because one thing I've noticed about this new map for Horizon Forbidden West, the tall necks are back, baby! One of the most beautiful, beautiful creatures. Such a quiet, gorgeous moment in the original. But clearly a lot of new enemy varieties. Look at that armor, it's so cool, almost samurai. Look at this snake, like what the fuck? This is some of this stuff I would have rather found out in the game itself. But that's okay, it's okay, they gotta show something. So yeah, that moment she jumps off the cliff, I almost like, oh, I almost died. I just want to be able to fly around. I'm hoping you can. You know, so you can only mount a couple, well, it's pretty much like a horse or a bull type machine in the first game as a mount, you know. But there was one thing with the Stormbirds and everything that, Jesus, I really, really wanted to just fly around. And this new map seems very vertical, so it'd be crazy not to. But it's up to them. You know, I think more than anything they want to deal with underwater exploration. You could see that dodge, you could see a lot of stuff. But I'm down, I'm down. Next year is going to be absolutely banging. I can't wait. Oh my god. Hell yeah. Yeah, so yeah, Horizon Forbidden West. We're going to San Francisco. It'll probably do what it did in the first game, where it'll kind of shorten the area, allowing you to almost visit other cities. Because the first one apparently took place in like Colorado and Denver. So this one, we definitely see remnants of the Golden Gate Bridge, which is San Francisco. But I think you probably could go down, you know, to like as south as San Diego and LA and things like that, you know. Could be cool. Could be cool. People will probably recognize a whole lot of stuff. That was probably like Union Station or something. I want the Dark Souls 1 moment with the big burbs. The big burbs! Yeah, when they pick you up. That's even better, dude. Instead of riding on it. Oh, I'm so happy the tall necks are back. They're so special. That was truly a touching moment in the first game. Have this, in all the craziness, have those quiet, lovely moments. I have a history with zombie games too, but Dying Light remains. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, I feel like it's its own genre, and like people are like, I'm so sick of zombie games, and I get that. I'll never be sick of them. I think space games and zombie games feel like their own little genre. Alright, next up, a nice little surprise. We have a Texas Chainsaw Massacre game. It will be 4v1. It is done by the creators of the Friday the 13th game, Gun Media. Now that's separate from Ilphonics, who made the Predator game, and now they're making a Ghostbusters game. That's separate. This is Gun Media. I know that's confusing as piss, and we have enough 4v1s, but we'll see. We'll see. These guys, unfortunately, do also specialize in jank. So, can they make a whole 4v1 game around Texas Chainsaw Massacre? At first glance, you'd go, why? But there's actually, at this point, I'd say there's close to like 10 Chainsaw Massacre movies, including remakes and all that kind of mess, you know? So it could be cool. What I want is speed with the killer, you know? And you have this guy going around with the fucking crazy-ass chainsaw. It could work. Sorry for missing chat. I was getting a little bit too into talking about games there. Let's see. We like to start near dead end. Once you leave that area, it drops off. Yeah. Nice to have the vehicles and that. So yeah, gun media. And then Ilphonic did other stuff. So high for Elden Ring. It's only AAA outside of the next God of War game. Nice, dude. Cross-eyed goldfish. Oh, you heard that. I don't mind QTs if they're used sparingly. Yeah, and I like them if they're to give a sense of power. You know, like God of War does it right when you're a QT where you're like mashing a button where you can't lose. You're mashing a button to really feel the power. I like those. That feels a little better. But QTs where you're just minding your business, enjoying a cutscene, boom, then there's a failure state. I hate that. So that's why you've got these accessibility features. Anyway, you got these features that basically allow you to auto-complete all the QTs. And when you get to that point, there's absolutely no need for QTs at all. If you've already programmed a way for them to just have an auto-win state, why even bother programming them in at all? I fucking hate QTs. Anyway, alright, next we have a game called Evil West. It's done by the Shadow Warrior guys. This looks fucking sick. Looks like it's kind of third person. So yeah, think vampires, zombies, ghouls with some badass steampunk Wild West goodness. And a lot of combos and melee combat as well. It looks fucking sick. Evil West is the name. Flying Hog are awesome. Yeah, they're hard at work at Shadow Warrior 3, which is finishing up development. So they're clearly decided to move the team over to work on this. This is a must play for me. Definitely Wild West Doom, Cowboy Doom, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. I really like the melee, you know. Now it looks a little bit stiff, I will say that. Most of them just look like combo finishers, which is probably exactly what they are. It's probably shooting first with a couple of melee finishers, because it's very hard to do melee in combat in a third-person sense, because you're still stuck to a lot of your animations, right? Evil West. Keep an eye out for it. Could be very cool. Snake Machine, this trailer is already my favorite, right? I can just see that coiling around Aloy, squeezing the life out of her, and she kind of just gets one arm and throws like one of those frozen canisters to get out. Could be really cool, dude. Setting up for a greater variety in enemy and tactics, and you hope the open world difficulty drop doesn't happen again. It was the only bad thing on the original Horizon. Yeah, once you get so familiar and they give you nearly too much fun with new things, it can become very broken, right? My favorite part of Horizon Zero Dawn's combat was the ability to knock pieces off the machines and use them as weapons. I thought that was awesome. So it created a strategy around it, you know. It wasn't quite something similar to like Shadow of the Colossus, but there was little breadcrumbs of it, you know. Little breadcrumbs. Unfortunately, I had to get a lot of trailers from IGN. I apologize, but it was just easier to not have to surf through ads as well, right? Alright, on to the next one. We have Hellblade 2, Senua's Saga. Now, this is all gameplay, but I could definitely see a lot of transitions from the camera every time pretty much I went back to Aloy. So I think, I'm not too sure when this is set, because the first game, Hellblade, is a must-play, but it had a very definite ending, right, you know? And clearly in this looks amazing. This probably is the highest fidelity I've ever seen in a game. This even pushes beyond The Last of Us. That's saying something. Now, this is done by Ninja Theory, who have made games like Enslaved, Odyssey to the West, and obviously Hellblade, and lots of other great games. So they know what they're doing. They're a small UK-based team, but they're fucking amazing. And Xbox did, unfortunately, buy them, so this is just coming to, you know, PC and Xbox. But I think they bought the studio because of Hellblade, because this is clearly them trying to compete with God of War. Now, this is all actual gameplay. I know that's always a usual bullshit thing, but I believe it. I can see the camera transitions. If you look very closely, there you go again. You can see the transition between. Now watch again. Right there. It went to gameplay there. So you can tell But yeah, it's all done in Norse mythology. Definitely like a huge war going on. But they're not afraid to actually build into the lore. And this is a huge enemy. And that's why I really do sense the God of War vibe for sure. Everyone's so disappointed to see this was multiplayer. It would be neat to see Chainsaw Massacre in... Yeah, I know. A lot of these games, this is the problem. The side effect of Dead by Daylight being so massive and on everything that the 4v1 asymmetrical link, that's what they call it, it's kind of... I don't know. It's a funny old genre. I feel like there's one of those kind of 4v1 games releasing every week now. Evolve was the one that started it all. Man versus Monster. But it was Dead by Daylight that really pushed things. Friday the 13th did amazing as well, but never got out of the jank. I've been playing it recently though, it's still fun. Doom, but it's Wild West. Yeah, there you go. Awesome. Reminds me a lot of Remnant from the Ashes. Yeah, so good. Even though some are dangerous as fuck, I think snakes are beautiful creatures. I agree, I love them, and they're all different. Every scale is different, but damn if they don't scare the shit out of me. This is a big giant, half dead, half eaten, half I don't know what. Yeah, so the only issue I have with this gameplay is that she only uses a spear, like a pike, you know. We're going like almost back to the fucking Stone Age with these weapons. So I think it may be a prequel. So that means that she would not actually have the Hellblade. I don't know, we'll see. This is just a small snippet. But it looks like she's commanding a force, which is real cool. There seems to be a lot of battles. So gross. I like that they didn't go in the traditional sense with a giant. He's very much a giant human. Gross. Didn't assume it was gameplay until it ended. Yeah! The original set up the graphics well. Yeah. You agree on Hellblade not really needing a sequel? Yeah, so I think it may be a prequel. That's what I'm thinking. There was probably no plans to make it a series until they went to Microsoft, you know. Microsoft clearly bought a lot of these developers on what they showed them, you know, what we didn't get to see. You know, things like Obsidian with Outer Worlds 2 and Avowed and that. So there would have been very much proof of concept. I mean, I think Senua is amazing. I think the idea behind the series is fantastic. She still has the voices running in her head, and it is an interesting use and look at mental health, you know, even back in these old times, right? I think it's clever. I like that side of things. The more games deal with mental health, the more we can remove the stigma from these things, you know? So pretty much every time that camera switches, it's changing from gameplay to cutscene. That's the SSD hard at work, you can see it. But I worry about, I want to see some swordplay. Because the combat in Hellblade was very, very serviceable, you know? It was by no means like addictive or anything. It worked well. It was fine. But it was mainly it was meant as a bit of an afterthought. No, your light attack, heavy attack, slow down time. Basically, that was it. It's still worth a play for sure. It's short and sweet. I just wonder what will they do with this, you know? Very impressive though, very, very impressive. Almost feels like you're in Iceland. Never finished Hellblade, I really love the concept. Yeah, it's so good, it's worth finishing it, dude. Back in school we had a little special hours with a guy who taught us about snakes. Since I love snakes, but at the same time I have the utmost... Okay, cool. Dynamic audio was the best part of Hellblade, I'd love to... Yeah, dude, it really was. Having those voices in your ear was insane. There's a great story behind Hellblade as well. Seeing as they're a very small team, they can't exactly afford, you know, big names, big actors, all that kind of stuff. So when they were doing the motion capture for Senua themselves, they looked to, you know, they looked to someone in their own workplace. And it ended up being the community manager, you know, someone who usually only deals with like social media and that. And she ended up being both the voice actress and the motion capture for Senua. And now... I actually follow her on Instagram and that, and what she's done, she does a bit of a developer diary, and she's gone full like crazed mode to be Senua. She's gone into, she's working out every day, full combat training, like she is Senua. There's no other doubt about it. Good for her. So as much as this worries me with only the spear combat, trust me, what I see on her Instagram and the developer diaries, there's definitely going to be sword combat. I just wonder where we go. What's going to be about. Hellblade and Darkwood. Yeah, Darkwood was pretty special. I was very bad at it though, but that is something else. Headphones just to play Hellblade. I love it. Must have been some expensive ones. Yeah, I'm telling you, nowadays it's all done on the console, on the games nowadays, right? It's like your 3D audio, Dolby visual. So that's really good. I mean, I still think you know, it is gameplay, but it's very smart gameplay. There's transitions all over the place, and you can tell them. You know the way like movies love to do digital cuts? You can see them here. And because the power of the SSDs, the same with something like Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, where they can very much hide a load screen inside of another screen. It's great. I'm just so glad we can slowly move past the idea of just squeezing by cracks to hide load screens. But fortunately, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy didn't get that memo. There are more squeezing through the cracks in that game than any other game. All the other games combined. I must have counted nearly 20 of them. That was crazy. And you know, it kind of makes sense coming from the Tomb Raider guys, but still, sadly, you kind of notice it, and then it's hard to unnotice it. €20 gaming headphones, but I thought might as well. Jesus, most people, when they get headsets, dude, you can add another 0 to that, and probably another 0 on top of that. So yeah, it's good. I'm a huge Ninja Theory fan, and obviously Hellblade is a pretty special game. They're also working on another game called Project, I want to say, let me see, I want to say Project Kara, but I don't think that's what it is. That's something else. These guys are busy working on games for sure. We have a couple. Let me see. There was a great article before. I'll never find it now. Oh, yes. Music is fucking amazing in this as well. But yeah, their other game seems to be more of a... It's also about mental health as well. Project Mara. There we go. I wasn't too far off. Project Mara is its name. They also did another game called Bleeding Edge, which sadly fell asunder. It was their own little version of Overwatch, you know, and it just, yeah, which is unfortunate. But they tried, you know, they tried. It's just, yeah, even Overwatch finds it hard to have a fan base these days. Everybody's waiting for the sequel. Alright, on to the next trailer. We have The Expanse. Oh, I didn't mute this one. Bad Cyber. So this is Telltale's brand new game, The Expanse.
About you.
All based on the show. If you haven't watched The Expanse, you're missing out. I think they just recently finished things up as well. This seems like a perfect setting for a Telltale game. We're still waiting on word or release date on The Wolf Among Us Season 2. And we want to believe that, you know, Telltale are back. I think there's a place... I think Telltale were only starting to come into their own as they got shut down, you know. This final season of The Walking Dead introduces so much cool things, right? Far more interactive stuff. There was actual combat, you know, that I had control over. Which is really good.
I've heard quite a bit about
it kind of got closer to something like what Quantum Dream Doom. Not just interactive storytelling. We had some combat. It's a little clunky, but it was there. It was, yeah. So what do you think of that art style? Anyone who's watched the Expanse, what do you think? That's always the issue with Telltale. It's like, where are they going to go with the art style? And I'm getting, you know what art style I'm getting the vibes from this? Star Wars, that Star Wars Rebels. It looks so close to that. It looks really detailed. Telltale, didn't they shut down? No, they came back with a bang, dude. Came back with a bang. But they did for a while, yeah. It was just horrible mismanagement. Apparently the staff were not being paid for a long time, but luckily all the troublemakers are gone. They're back doing their own thing. And the first thing they announced was Wolf Among Us Season 2. And now they have The Expanse. I think they're working on... Are they working on a Ghostbusters game as well? I swear they're doing a lot of stuff.
Up to you, boss man.
Boss man. Wish they wouldn't put that at the end of the goddamn... I swear to God. Let me see. Damn it, I swear I saw them announce something else. Yeah, the relaunch. The relaunch. Can I get a relaunch? Wolf Among Us 2. Don't know if they had anything into the new Sam and Max game as well. Not sure. Oh yeah, it was Stranger Things. That was it. They're working on a Stranger Things game. So Stranger Things, The Expanse, and Wolf Among Us 2. I really enjoyed the final season of The Walking Dead, man. It had me in fucking tears. You can even go on YouTube and watch me cry like a little baby. Little man baby. Speaking of babies, we have Babylon's Fall, which is a new game from Square Enix and Platinum Games. This game is getting very, very mixed reception altogether. And I don't blame people, because Platinum are very, very hit and miss, you know? Either you get something as cool as Bayonetta, or you can get some stonkers. This is a single player, also multiplayer game. I don't know what to think of it myself. Definitely got that trademark Platinum combat, but everything else looks like the most generic thing you'll ever see, which is unfortunate. Just recently, after the blowout, it's been years, but we were getting a Dragon Rider game. It's kind of Devil May Cry, but Dragon May Ride or something. It was called Scalebound. It was Platinum Games and Microsoft, and it very famously got cancelled. But we know that you know, the Platinum Games and Gamw is like, he's very, very much very butt-headed. So it looks like they finally talked about Scalebound a little bit. We hadn't heard in years. They finally issued like an apology about it and stuff. I don't know. Platinum Games, it's funny. Japanese developers are funny, right? They make some beautiful magic, but my god, they also like to do things their own way or no way. I don't want Platinum to ever disappear, because I still think Bayonetta may actually be better than Devil May Cry. So yeah, Babylon's Fall. I just can't see anyone getting hyped for that. I have a feeling that that's going to fall asunder. We shall see. We shall see.
We all have our reasons for Babylon's tower to fall.
Babylon.
But not
fuck off with the cookies, man! I'm so sick of websites asking about the cookies. They just do it because they're going to get ruined. They don't. They never asked before. There's no fucking problem destroying us before. Wankers. Absolute wankers.
Your bond with the Gideon coffin.
Let's see. Yeah, cancel most of their IPs to avoid bankruptcy. And then I think with this new group that took over Telltale, LCG, whatever they're called, they, or else, was it LCG? Yeah, maybe LCG. I think they're like a group of creators or journalists or I don't know what, all have stakes in the company now. You're telling me there's still a chance? Yeah, that's actually coming. Wolf Among Us Season 2 is definitely coming. That was one of the first things they announced when they came back. So don't worry, that's definitely coming. It should be out already. I don't know what's happening. This one was mixed in chat. Yeah, I know. This has been mixed. When they first announced that, I was in because I liked the design of it. Then they announced that it was multiplayer, and they don't know what they're doing. They're clearly mashing about 3 games together. Which is, I think is unfortunate. They're also working on Bayonetta 3 for Nintendo. So I think what's happening is they're spreading themselves a bit thin. They're not the same Platinum that was able to put out like Bayonetta games and then Vanquish and then this game and that game with no problem, you know. Here's a cute little indie game. It's called Have a Nice Death. Looks awesome. Little 2D combat game. Kind of reminiscent of Hollow Knight, where we get to play as Death himself. Hell is all full up, so it's time to clean house. One soul at a time. I thought this was really cute. We also heard from Cuphead as well, so we'll watch that too. I'm so excited. For something I've noticed, a lot of games got announced for the end of June next year, which makes me think they're just putting a little, you know, placeholder for their financial quarter, which means they could be pushed forward or pushed back. This looks really cool. Have a Nice Death. Wait till you see the art style, like banging. You've no idea how many games surround playing death or death in general. Love it. I think Hollow Knight with more of a cartoony art style. Combat looks wicked fast. This is all gameplay. Pretty beautiful, right? I actually like the desaturation of it. I like it. I can already feel the cyber salt when I look at this. Yeah, their first game to come out will definitely be probably The Wolf Among Us 2, dude. From the new Telltale. There's also a new studio from the ex-devs of Telltale. I know, it's confusing. Look, that's the actual logo. How fucking cool is that? So early access March. A lot of March and a lot of June. So that was Have a Nice Death. Have a nice death, dude. Perfect World, wow. It's probably just the publisher, though. There's a lot of big names turned into publishers lately. You're like, oh, what's happening? Hollow Reaper. I like that. I like that a lot. And no sign of Hollow Knight Silksong. People are like dying. There's whole channels just around Hollow Knight, and they're like, help me, I need content, help me. Next up we have Ark Raiders. This is all done by ex-Battlefield developers. This looks insane. It is a third-person combat game, PvE, mostly, no sign of PvP, but I love the idea of it. It kind of reminds me of Attack on Titan without the Titans. If that makes any sense. When I first saw it, I thought it was War of the Worlds. It really looks like that. I think Battlefield meets War of the Worlds. And I wish the best for them. Ark Raiders, it's called. Looks really. Where'd you get into the combat? Well, I'm trying to remember. Someone else they were calling it a prequel to something else. Maybe it was like prequel to Attack on Titan. Hello, Elsis. How's it going? Hello. Happy Friday to you. I hope you're well, Elsis. Look at this. They actually used the Robin song, so everyone was like, "What the fuck?" So you got Dancing by Myself. While we're jumping around. So yeah, you can do these mad hops like jet boosters, but you're not flying, trust me. It's more like I said, Attack on Titan, where you're jumping around. I think it looks really cool. Tired? Yeah, Jesus. You didn't stay up to watch the Gamw Awards, did you? I hope you didn't. They started like 1 AM. We're just reviewing all the games they showed off, from Sonic to Hellblade 2. Boink. This is Ark Raiders. For something, the three colors popping up really makes me think of Atari. Yeah, some of these robots made me think of War of the Worlds. It's cool. It looks cool. Just seems crazy that they're just using common weapons and grenades. But, you know, impressive for sure. I fuck with this. Multiplayer and PvE, so, yeah. Probably will add some kind of PvP. Multiplayer Souls like would be interesting, or at least that's, yeah, most of them have co-op. That's the most they go for. But I hear you. You want like a fight arena with Souls, like they should just add them into the game. That style looks really good. You know Attack on Titan? Attack on Titan! I do. I know of it. Struggling with insomnia. Oh, I'm sorry. See where the Atari stuff comes in. I'm sorry, that sucks. Oh, I hate that. I think the most I've ever gone without sleep was like 3 days, and yeah, it was horrible. I felt like I was actually dying. It's horrendous. You get like a little nap here and there. I suppose that doesn't count. Here's the next game. This one was really fucking cool. This one's called Metal Hellsinger. So another kind of Doom-inspired game, but this one's a little bit different. It's a rhythm-based first-person shooter. It's got some big names in it as well. The only thing I'd say that kind of lessens the experience is the points over their head. I would probably get rid of that. But I like the idea of the rhythm, you know. So as the music plays, if you're able to attack and dodge and kill in time with the music, you'll do more damage. But it's without Doom is always known for its metal, so yeah. This one's probably gonna get DMCA'd. I saw Riot were trying to bring out their own DMCA friendly service called Sessions. I'll have to look into that. What's weird is Riot seem to be on the up, huh? My goodness. At one point they were doing as shady as shit as, you know, Blizzard. But now between, like, people, you know, the internet will cancel everybody in a second, but also, they forget very fucking easy. Now, thanks to, like, League of Legends, Arcane, and Arun King, and Valorant, Riot are hot shit again. All it takes is a new release and people forget all the wrongdoings of the past. So yeah. Yeah. I got some big names doing the music in here. Got like Trivium in there. Did I hear like Lamb of God as well, maybe? Nice. 6 months, yeah, Jesus Christ. You should go to the doctor about that. I'm not even gonna recommend anything because I guarantee you've tried everything. You poor thing. I wonder what's causing it. Cool, he was like a puppet on strings. Alright, on to the next one. Just have so many tabs open, it's fucking sick. Next we have a new trailer from A Plague Tale Requiem. This is the sequel to A Plague Tale Innocence. Looks really cool. You might remember it as the rat game, right? So you've got this small French brother and sister, basically, who have now somehow inherited a mysterious power to control rats. First game is incredible. Play it, awesome. It is mainly a stealth game, but they add a nice fun twist on the stealth, where you're not just helpless and constantly in loops of death. And this one seems to improve on it with a cool new crossbow. It's really cool. Set around the time of, say, like the French Revolution. I enjoyed the hell out of it. This one, they're definitely pushing forward with his gift, or his curse, now seeming to affect both of them. Looks gorgeous. Done by Asobo as well, which I believe actually are the same guys who did the Flight Simulator, Microsoft Flight Simulator, which is crazy. Actually, I need to stop saying that and double check, because if I keep saying that, no, they're the same guys. They're the same guys. Yeah, that's so weird, right? They also made such crazy things as Kinect games. They went from Kinect games to A Plague Tale Innocence. Now that's a motherfucking glow up. God damn, that's how you do it. You know, that company's probably going through a little bit of a what would you call it, like an identity crisis after that. And now out of nowhere, now they're now making this sequel really quick as well, which is great. They're great games. A little bit of puzzle, a little bit of stealth, and an awesome heartfelt story, and very fucked up if you don't like rats. Humans can go a year without proper sleep. It's full zeros. Oh Jesus. Yeah, the little kind of naps. It started right after COVID. Oh no! Oh, that could be connected. That could be connected, Elsis. You should look into that. That could be one of those very rare 1%er side effects or something. You should definitely go in and... Oh, no, you need proper sleep. You deserve it. Jeez, at that point, you'd nearly be like, do I take sedatives or what? Most people go without sleep mainly because of, like, chronic pain or something. But that's not fair, Elsis. Someone needs to get you, like, a spa trip on a deserted island, disconnected from everyone and every bit of internet, and just let you sleep. Just let you sleep. Ooh. Yeah, it looks really cool. They do a great job, and as disgusting as it is with all the blood and the rats.
I feel my mind going. I know.
And the ending, I don't want to spoil it, but let me tell you, it was very satisfying for me, being raised by, like, you know, a Catholic family. He denies your problems, then go to another one else's. You don't deserve to pay for that, even if he's like a family GP. In actual fact, I've found that family GPs that you've gone to for like your whole life, or your parents' lives, are the worst, because they think they know what's best for you. They become these kind of like second-hand parents to you. Oh, there's nothing wrong with you. Go on, like your fucking leg hanging off, you blood splurting out of your arm. Ah, it's fine. Take some Robitussin and you'll be fine. No, I say get a second opinion, a third opinion. I've said that to many people. I know that can get expensive, especially in the US, but no, fuck that. You deserve to be treated with respect if you have an issue. Alright, next we have the Star Trek game. This is made by ex-Telltale guys. When I first saw this, I was like, oof, this is kind of low budget, but you know what? It looks kind of cool. Obviously, with it being ex-Telltale, it's also going to be an interactive story with choices affecting things. was nice just to see Spock. Yeah, certain parts of it look really nice, and then other parts look like a bit rough. But yeah, it looks like they're actually going for more gameplay, maybe light on it. But for, you know, for the Trekkies out there, we had that great game. What was it like? It was Enter the Bridge or something like that. I can't remember. Sorry, it was really good. So good for them, you know. We know you don't not always want to talk about like ex-Telltale. So a lot of companies, they do this. They open up new studios, and they'll have like X Dice, X Halo, X. I wouldn't do that. Not all of that stuff is a good thing. And saying you're ex-Telltale is not necessarily a good thing. But that's Star Trek, Resurgence. We got a little Spock at the end there. Spock at the Who. Graphically, it's a little more cartoonier than you like, but we'll see. I still remember how much people doubted Plague Tale. Yeah, they did, didn't they? They just wrote it off as another indie game. Good for them. Ready to use prescription sleeping pills. I have never found them to work. What's that other stuff you can get? Starts with an M. It's like monolith. I don't know what it's called. It's some natural herb that's supposed to help you sleep. That shit don't work either. What do you do when sleeping pills don't work? You're tempted to take another one. You're like, I'll be okay, just one more. It's horrible. Medication doesn't really work for me. I'm looking for a different doc. I wish the best for you. You deserve some bloody sleep. I say the same thing about therapists as well. You know, people talk about writing off their therapist. I go to as many as you need, and you know, definitely, I say even go to a couple at a time, so that you can get a different opinion. You know, therapy, it's very, very hard because you have to kind of have some kind of I know it's weird, but you have to have a little bit of chemistry with them. You know, you need empathy. You need them to be understanding, not just be by the book. You don't want too much chemistry, or else you'll be fucking your therapist. You don't want to do that. I need to go to another therapist to talk about the issues I have with this therapist. Oh Jesus! But yeah, fuck the stigma. It's important to talk to people. I just wish all that stuff should be free. All that stuff should be free. This thing of charging people to try and get themselves help is disgusting. What kind of world are we living in? We capitalize off people's problems. Fuck's sake. Alright, next up we have a brand new trailer for Dying Light 2. Now this one is probably the launch cinematic trailer, and like I said, it is very reminiscent of the original Dead Island trailer way back in like 2010 or whatever it was. So yeah, let me know if you can see some similarities. Well, this is good. I mean, Dying Light 2 was vaporware. It's still vaporware. Until it's in my hands, it's vaporware. They got a delay after delay, but they're really going for it. I think they're moving the emphasis away from weapons, traditional weapons. They want to focus on a crossbow. I also hear of a sawn-off shotgun, which will have limited ammo. But yeah, they're trying to move away from that, and I think that's a good thing. Trust me, because ask anybody whether it's Dead Island or Dying Light. Once you get to the point where you've got machine guns and everything, all differently goes out the window. But I don't want them to go fully away from it. I'd rather them try and go like The Last of Us, you know? Or something like Left Alive, where you've got 7 bullets for the whole game. This is clearly one of the new volatiles. So yeah, this is... If I was to show you the Dead Island trailer back to back, you would crack the fuck up. The whole idea of the zombies breaking through the door... yeah, it's hard to tell what's going on in the trailer, but basically, you've got this guy kind of trying to sacrifice himself to help other people, only for it to all go tits up. This is where the trailer started. The UV light being most important. And then, a small child. You have to watch the whole thing. Oh! That... Oh. He looks like that Alex Skarsgård guy. The child watched it all. So in the original Dead Island trailer, it was a similar thing. But it was played in reverse. That one wasn't. But it was clever. It was also to tug on your heartstrings with kids as well. It's really fucked up. I'd still say the Dead Island trailer is better. This is pretty good. Yeah, stay human. I like that. So from the first trailer, I had seen them still haven't really talked about it, but the wristband. Apparently in this sequel, you're going to have this, see it there as well. It's going to be a little, cool little wristband with lights on it, and it's all about trying to keep the infection off. Because in the first game, you had this, you know, it wasn't really a cure, it was more of a, it would stave off the infection. It was called Antizin, but all it really came down to was getting these cool, like, loot drops at the end. It didn't really matter as much on the story device, but it looks like it might actually be like central to the gameplay in the second game, where everybody's green on their wristband. But I've seen one trailer where it goes into the orange and even the red, so that'll be cool. I'd add another level of survival to it. Obviously, hopefully not giving just like time limits or anything. And yeah, and Dying Light wouldn't be Dying Light without what they've done with nighttime, which I love. You really do fear the night. How cool is that zombie? That's more vampiric than anything, right? I love the volatiles. I feel like they took a good page out of the book of I Am Legend, you know? Where they hate the light. Anyway, so very interesting, right? Yeah, it's a good trailer. Stay human. Yeah, the infection process. Yeah, dude. That could be really cool. Be really, really cool. Dying Light, so February 4th. Let's hope it doesn't slip again. February is getting absolutely packed. Absolutely packed. So that's Dying Light 2, Elden Ring, Horizon Forbidden West. Good God! Good God, man! 2023, we all have those wristbands. I know it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I'm telling you, Omicron coming. Coronavirus! Shit's getting real! Alright, who let her out of the box again? God damn it! Coronavirus! Let's see if I missed that. I'm sorry. We have health insurance, so money won't hold me back. Okay, I'm glad, Elsa. Yeah, well then don't ever be afraid to switch it up. We had our family had a GP for fucking years, and he would do the same thing to my mom. He would just write her off the whole time. He'd be so condescending to her, and I truly hated that. And he finally fucked off. He retired, and it was the best thing that ever happened. Unfortunately, it took like 3 more GPs before someone would settle in to his practice. So it was a little bit rough there, and especially as my parents got older, I'm like, we're gonna miss something here. But he was a shit. He was good, but you know, you get too friendly with your GP over decades, and they just become, it's like talking to a friend then, rather than someone who's trying to help you out here. It's like, is there anything really wrong with you? Is there anything wrong with you at all? Half the time you wonder, did they not want to write prescriptions because it costs them more? I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? If it's red, you're shot on the spot. Ooh, Omicron reminds me every time. Yeah, oh my God, Elsa's! You're the only one who remembers it. Thank you, Elsa's. I have been talking about it. Over here it was called the Nomad Soul. That was my shit. Omicron was the shit. Hell yes. It was on the Dreamcast. I love that game. Thank you, Elsa's. Thank you for... I started to wonder, was I actually just remembering things? Or misremembering things. Yeah, David Bowie was in it in a big way. You could actually walk around and go into a club where David Bowie was playing. And he made like original music for it and everything. And the dude was dressed up like in crazy sci-fi. He was wearing like headgear and everything. Fucking David Bowie, man. I'm telling you. It was really cool. I only knew it as the Nomad Soul. So every now and then it would come up in articles with anniversaries as Omicron. I'm like, what the fuck is that? I'm like, that sounds familiar. But yeah, the full American title for it was Omicron, the Nomad Soul. And it was really cool. It was about like possessing people. And it was almost like PS1 graphics. I should just load up a trailer, right? Let me see. What was it? Was it Omicron or the Nomad Soul? Here we go. Oh my God. This thing was the bees. And it's actually done by Quantum Dream. It was their first game. It was their first game. Here we go. Look at David Bowie there. Oh my God. That's what he looked like with the headgear. David Bowie. Blue. He's fucking blue. Yeah, it was done by Quantum Dream, who went on to do like Fahrenheit and Detroit Become Human. Come a long way. This was the...
So here you are.
This was the bees bollocks back then, man. Bees bollocks. That looks so good now, doesn't it? This could do with a remake.
Video game player to get your soul trapped in this dimension, but you're certainly the first to stay alive so long.
Yeah, it was like everybody's stuck in like an online world or something, right? But you could like possess them, and that's how you got around guards and would get different information. It was so underrated. So underrated. Yeah, David Bowie was super connected with this. Like, he would do so many interviews around it as well. And he did original music for it. And you could go to a club and watch him. I remember this like it was yesterday. I loved it. Jesus, Elsis, thanks be to God somebody fucking remember it. Oh. It was really big game. I think he could drive as well. It had these futuristic flying cars that kind of look like the Tesla Cybertruck now. Anyway, that's just a bit of a spiel. Oh god, the graphics. The graphics, man. 1999, oh Jesus. I'm aging myself. We have a bit of Eidos Interactive. There you go, Quantum Dream. I didn't know it was published by Eidos. The Nomad Soul. Good old redhead. That was your original skin, but you rarely ever actually play in their skin. And this is the world you would, it's very foggy, but it was really cool, really, like, you know, in a time where everyone was hyped after, you know, the Fifth Element. Look at those hands, man. Oh yeah, there was strip scenes. Oh fuck yeah, there was strip clubs. I didn't know what I was looking at, I swear. No, who am I kidding? I played Duke Nukem. Every time you throw the money at the strippers, it just flash you. The Nomad Soul. I remember, for some reason, a great announcer, narrator. He's almost like the voice actor from Soul Reaver. The Nomad Soul. Yeah, you can just go around possessing people. Look, now you're a prostitute. I just want to see, could you drive around? Sorry for the low quality. Just the way, oh yeah, it gets some demonic shits. Oh yeah, what the fuck was the combat? What the hell was that? Dude, this was way ahead of its time. I don't care what anyone says. Oh, oh my god. Do you remember the Fight Club? There was this horrible Fight Club that I couldn't beat. Because you would go into that fight and... Oh yeah, fucking mech. My god, this game is way ahead of its time. It's the same Quantum Dream that just became... How cool is that logo as well? Same Quantum Dream that moved on to QTE is nothing but QTEs. QTE, the video game. EA Sports. It's in my ass. Sounds like it is. Now we know why he sounded like that. EA, get it out of my ass. Alright, up next, you might have heard me talking about this one. This is called Steel Rising. It's the new game from Spiders. Really, really cool. They make awesome RPGs and Souls-likes. This is steampunk goodness. They made I think these guys also made, their most recent one was Greedfall, I believe. I get mixed up with Spiders and Piranha Bytes. They're both German and... Yeah, you can see Greedfall was definitely a kind of a fictional French Revolution game. This one, steampunk. We play as this badass chick with the fan. All clockwork. I love this. This is right up my alley. Steampunk Bloodborne for sure. Steamborn. No, it's Steel Rising, it's what it's called. I just recently bought their other game as well, the Technomancer. They also made Bound in Flame as well. Spiders is their name. Spiders is their game. Really cool. Steel Rising. Another June release. I really like that trailer. That tells you exactly what you need to know. Hello DPG, how you doing, man? Happy Friday, man. How's it going, man? Expected you to have no idea what game I was talking about. No else. I'm telling you, that just goes to show. Just goes to show you got damn good taste. That was a nice blast in the past. I wish they would remaster or remake it or something. Wonder how they'll do Ready Player 2 movie. Ooh. Why am I not getting notifications? I don't know. I've actually noticed that recently. I don't know what the hell's going on. EA was in your ass. He'd charge you £50 for every fart. Oh damn. Is that a thing? Feels like OnlyFans. Is that OnlyFans, Elsis? 50 pound a month for farts? Only farts? Doctor, I haven't had a shit in 3 years. I only fart. Have you tried only farts? He only farts. He never shits. Only farts. There's one for feet and there's one for knees. There's one for farts. Jesus, please. Alright, next up we have Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. I think they're actually just going to call it Suicide Squad. This is from Rocksteady, the guys who made the Batman Arkham games. This trailer made me think of Sunset Overdrive. That's cool. I don't. They haven't really told us anything about can we control the other Suicide Squad members. Is it all co-op? Like, we don't know too much yet. But we did figure out that they've now changed it to a 2022 release date, which means that we could get Gotham Knights at the start of 2022 and then Suicide Squad at the end. But yeah, it looks like they've turned Harley Quinn a little bit into Spider-Girl, which, yeah, they've had to find ways to basically make them all faster. So we have this thing where Captain Boomerang is now as fast as the Flash. We've got Deadshot with a motherfucking... Look how fast he is. So the story is Brainiac's come to town and taken over the whole Justice League. So now the Suicide Squad have been tasked to take on the Justice League. We got King Shark, Harley Quinn, Captain Boomerang, Deadshot. Who am I missing? I think that's it. 5v5. This trailer, specifically, they're... Oh, Harley Quinn. They're mainly fighting Flash. It looks like each portion of Metropolis will have a different... This is obviously Metropolis, right? It could be Star City, but no, it's not as big as Metropolis. It's most certainly not Gotham. Metropolis makes more sense. I'm not a big fan of Captain Boomerang, but it is what it is. But yeah, does this not remind you of Sunset Overdrive? For anyone who's actually played it. I love Sunset Overdrive. Yeah, you can see a lot of gameplay from all of them, but I hope it's a situation where it could be like a, you know, 5-player co-op, but also a single-player change around whenever you want. Would love that. You know, each button on the D-pad is another member of the Suicide Squad. Oh, I mid-caught that, you cheeky thing. Only farts, Jesus please. I seem to specialize in the little one-liner at the end, right? So is anybody hyped for this? Yeah, 2022. I still think it's gonna slip though. I don't feel the need for them to have to rush it out. You end up competing with your own audience. You don't want to do that. Steampunk has never managed to attain great success. Right, the closest thing we got is something like Bioshock. I was expecting Bioshock Isolation to show up at the Gamw Awards. It didn't, but trust me, it is very close to being revealed. The new Bioshock. It's meant to be called Bioshock Isolation. It's just a project name for now. Subject to change. It's meant to take place in Antarctica. With a crazy parallel city. You know, like a city split down the middle with a giant portal where you go through it and then you're in another city, come back and you're in this Antarctic city. I wish them the best. I'm hyped for a new Bioshock, but that is one hell of a title to live up to, right? There's a lot of gameplay in this, so it very much might be ready, you know? I love how much love King Shark has gotten. It's crazy. He's like the new Hulk. It's mainly thanks to the movie. I feel bad for them. They probably wanted to get this out closer to James Gunn's movie. And if it was a thing that they were going to get this out within a year, would have been better to hold off the movie. People are wondering, will John Cena's Peacemaker show up? I would absolutely guarantee it. This is Rocksteady. They know what they're doing with fan service. Rocksteady is such a high expectation. See them do the Batman. They can't have this fail. Exactly. I hear you. But are we getting to a point? Are we going to get DC and Marveled out? I don't know. They had like an actress playing Amanda Waller come on stage. It was so. This is why I'm only showing the trailers, man. The show itself was a new level of cringe. There was so much bad acting. They had the awesome actor from Shang-Chi come on stage looking at his phone, doing a bit. It was so embarrassing. I felt so bad for them. They need to stop doing it. Like, we know that actors are just normal people at the end of the day, and they are not without their fucking cringe shields. Jesus Christ. So all that cool vibe they get from just being an actor, you know, kind of stoic, and, you know, being cool on screen, is gone in a fucking instant when they do stupid shit like that. Oh my god. Please stop. I was ready to rip my own hair out of the cringe. Next we have Forspoken. Here's a game that everybody is sleeping on. What seems to have started as a bit of a tech demo for Square Enix is now becoming an incredible game on its own. This is, I think, the only game that has survived the Luminous engine. Fantastic acting. Now we get a nice look at the combat. We've got a human who's been transported to a magical world. This game specializes in, obviously, graphical fidelity, but also, you know, movability and combat. A lot of magic combat. Looks really good. Forspoken is its name. It was originally called Project Athia, if you remember that. Looks really good. This is, I think, next gen only. It might actually be only PS5 and PC. I like it. This looks really cool. How cool is that? She makes her own little fucking hoverboard. A little bit of stealth there. Looks amazing. And what I like as well, in the dialogue, they seem to have let the actress ad-lib. There's a lot of fucks and shits and everything in it, which I love. We got this creepy old nun. So yeah, a lot of potential with this one. I don't think it's actually Unreal Engine 5. It might be though. But yeah, a lot of Square Enix games that started on the Luminous engine will go over to Unreal Engine. But this one didn't. So we'll see. The Luminous engine is one of the Square Enix's own engine that probably cost upwards of, you know, 7 or 8 figures for R&D. You know, making engines take a lot of money. But sadly, they all can disappear at times, you know, like the Cry engine. That's why you've got a huge portion of the games being made exclusively on the Unreal Engine or Unity. And that's about it. You've got the Ori Engine from Capcom coming into its own as well. I'd love to see them license out the Ori Engine. But the Luminous engine is nice. They were doing Kingdom Hearts 3 on it, and it just was taking too long, so they moved over to Unreal Engine on Kingdom Hearts 3. It's interesting. But yeah, this is Forspoken. It's got a May release date. I was kind of hoping it'd be closer to the start of the year, but that's okay. May is good. May is strong. May 24th as well, so that seems like a really good, solid date. Yeah, PS5 and PC only. That's Square Enix's exclusive with PlayStation, of course. Next we have Tiny Tina. They got a new trailer. Speaking of cringe, we had fucking Will Arnett on stage with Ashley Birch, just really hamming it up. And when you see actors that actually have some chops, still falling asunder to scripts, and yeah. Usually I'll try and just laugh. I think there was actually like canned laughter as well. I was this close to showing off all of the Gamw Awards, you know, just watching it with you guys, but I realized that you know, I don't have enough sanity to go through the cringe and the ads. The Amanda Waller bit wasn't good. Oh Jesus! But you didn't find it bad. No, it wasn't. At least she kind of you know, didn't outstay her welcome. So that's good. No, she did a good job. It's just unnecessary, right? Has to be Metropolis. Yeah. Does seem Sunset Overdrive. The game didn't deserve to die. I know. I'm hoping now that Insomniac are owned by Sony and they have got the IP of Sunset Overdrive back, they will get a re-release and a sequel. I don't want Insomniac to become the Marvel studio. They did a great job with Spider-Man and Spider-Man Miles Morales, and they're working on Spider-Man 2 and Wolverine. But that does not mean they need to be fucking Marvel the studio. I hate that kind of stuff. That's what happened with so many studios, even Rocksteady. And then that's all you're known for. Rocksteady are now the DC studio. Look what happened with, you know, studios like Guerrilla. They spent their whole career doing Killzone. We're finally allowed to spread their wings, and we got Horizon Zero Dawn. This looks cool. Tiny Tina's Wonderland. If you have a little bit of time, you can play the old Borderlands 2 Dungeons and Dragons Tiny Tina DLC. It was free for a good bit there. Now it's gone back up to $10. But it's nice. It's standalone. It's got its own platinum. This is coming out Yeah, it might be February as well, or March. Good God. Forspoken, not hyped, but seems quality in gameplay. Cool, cool. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to get hyped for games. New IP are always exciting to me, but trying to build the hype around them is rough. So, with Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, this is a spin-off of Borderlands, but it's going to be its own baby. We may even get like a trilogy out of this. We'll see how it sells. It's focusing heavily on magic and melee, but you can see there's clearly still a lot of ranged combat in there. The issue I have with this is, once again, we're at a state where one of the coolest characters, Tiny Tina, is taking a back seat. It's her game, but she's taking a back seat. I want this thing, I want a game, right? Call it fucking Borderlands All-Stars or Borderlands Ultimate, I don't care what you call it, right? But I want them to take the best characters from the series and have them be the Vault Hunters or the main characters, right? Give me Tiny Tina playable, Moxie playable, fuck it, even Marcus playable. We almost got that with the pre-sequel. We got a little bit of Claptrap in there, but you know, it's just these are great characters that have always been side characters. It's time. Maybe too much Tiny Tina is a bad thing, though. You know, that's the issue. But how cool would that be? Even get like Dr. Zed in there. Dr. Zed. You're playing Borderlands 2 with Gage? Nice. Yes. It's so good, isn't it? It's like a shooter comfort food. It's always there for you. It's almost not next year already. I know. 2 blinks of the eyes and it's May already. Good God. Rocksteady has more talent variety. Problem is how much regulation there is nowadays. Their Urban Chaos Riot response wouldn't get green. Oh, yeah, I miss all those old kind of games. I miss like Project Eden. I miss all these great, cool little games. Just didn't get the love they need. This one's funny. Look, it looks like you're gonna be actually walking around the board. Big old Cheetos on the board. The worst thing about a lot of these games is half the trailer is them showing off Special Edition, Ultimate Edition, Sideways Edition, Tiny Tina Statue Edition. It's too much. Alright, they actually, the next thing we have here is a Saints Row trailer. I thought they'd go dark with this game. So it has been pushed out of, I think it was coming February or March as well, but it's been pushed to August. This game has not got a good, what would you say, reception, you know. I don't know, like, I like the idea of it, but people are just not digging it. They're calling it woke Saints Row, you know. It looks closer to something like Cyberpunk. But it seems to have all the goodness there. I think what's wrong is people are still waiting for the dildo guns to come out. We'll see, we'll see. Nice to see more kind of like a South American vibe. It looks really nice. Wingsuit. I'm down for that. They are actually calling it Saints Row Remake, which is not a good idea. Don't do that. Just call it Saints Row. That's all. Don't say remake. Don't say reboot. Don't say these things, because you get instantly compared. Look at that Hobbit. There was so much stuff shown too fast. People want the gameplay and now they're showing it off.
Find people that can shoot guns.
The other thing that people are missing as well is the one and only Johnny Gat. But give them time. Give them time. There's no doubt. Knowing the way they're going, it'll probably be like, she'll probably be related to Johnny Gat. Oh, that was slick. It's slowly coming closer and closer to Watch Dogs and GTA. I'm telling you, every game has a wingsuit. Every fucking game now. That's awesome. That's Saints Row right there. Just fucking flying down. Yeah, it's been pushed to August. What I think is a good thing to do. If I was them, I would probably go dark now until E3 next year and relaunch it with a better image, I'd say, you know. I don't mind the setting. I don't necessarily mind the characters. But I'm kind of a little bit different than everyone else. I don't have as much, you know, it's Saints Row. It was always balls to the wall fun. I don't think you'd have that much nostalgia or loyalty to someone as like Johnny Gat. It's just a bit of fun, you know. The only other way they could have taken Saints Row is if they went full back to, you know, Saints Row 2 days where it was like gangsters and, you know, like San Andreas or something. That's the only way. But maybe it's just too bright. Maybe that's what's wrong. I know that sounds silly, but We're very used to the neon nights of the Saints Row games. Who knows? Who knows? Most people are just, you know, calling it woke this and woke that. That's another word that's lost all meaning. Woke. It's just gone out the fucking... And same with gaslighting as well. Just gone out the window. They've run it into the ground. Half the people using it don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. Looks like GTA on drugs. That's what Saints Row has always been. Saints Row has always been like GTA with a dildo gun in hand, lubed up, ready to go. It's just stupid, silly fun. You know, like there was a time when there's so many GTA clones. This still happen to this day, and I've nothing against that at all because it spends so long getting a new GTA. So it's only right that someone would try and move in and, if not try and dismantle the throne, but at least try and keep us going, happy, you know, until then. That's why I enjoyed the first Watch Dogs, but that got ripped up. I enjoyed it. Yes, it was like Hacker Batman with the voice and Aiden Pierce, but it's damn good. What you want to do is, you should go watch, well, when I played it recently, you play that, if you go and play Watch Dogs like John Wick, where, you know, you don't use the hacking or anything, you just go balls to the wall. It's really good. It is so good. Especially all the cool execution when you're up close. Madness. Alright, here was an awesome surprise. An actual sequel to Space Marine. It's so cool. Warhammer 40k, Space Marine, 10-year-old game. The Warhammer series, you know, has always been so many different genres, you know, mostly top-down, you know, RTS, which makes sense, you know. This is coming from a series, a board game, you know, a tabletop RPG. People still to this day love collecting, painting the figures. It's awesome. It's a great fandom. But Space Marine decided to, and it was on the 360. The Space Marine decided to push things into the third person, which was really cool. It was super fun. So out of nowhere, they're like, "Fuck it, let's make a sequel. Let's bring it back." I wonder how this one's gonna work. The fact that it's a 3-man squad, as every bloody shooter is these days, straight up gives me, you know, maybe Destiny vibes. We'll see. Yeah. What actually one game? Yeah, It Takes Two. It did. I was hoping Psychonauts 2. But what are you gonna do? Next they call it Redone. Yeah. True. Resold more likely, right? I don't find it appealing. Yeah. People use lighting as lying. I know. I fucking screamed when this one showed up. Right? Holy hell. It was such a cool thing to bring back. The PS3 and Xbox 360 era were fucking insane for games. You know, we remember all the big heavy hitters, but it's what people don't remember. They were fucking awesome. The 360 and the PS3 still had very much remnants of the PS2 days, you know? It was just banger after banger, gems everywhere. I feel like a lot of that was lost during the Xbox One and PS4 era. Now we're moving into... Maybe we're starting to bring stuff back. We got fucking Alan Wake coming back. We got Space Marine coming back. Like, what the shit on a shingle is going on? I love this. I'm so happy. 3-man squad is the way to go. I do actually agree with you. I do. I think it's pretty good. Look at all these aliens. Looks really nice. The original still holds up. Yeah, it's not really much of a looker, but it holds up where the gameplay, and gameplay is king. Yeah, one of each class. It's like Gears of War and another skin. I feel you on that, but yeah. This whole series is way before Gears of War. Rooting for Ratchet and Clank. Yeah, I love the new Ratchet and Clank, but it was never a game of the year. You know, even in the running, in my opinion, it's not a contender. Same with a Spider-Man. They're great games, super fun, really solid, but not like blow your socks off game of the year, you know. And I have my few tiny little issues with Ratchet and Clank. Like, they don't utilize, they create these awesome stuff, and it feels rushed by the end. Like, you have these awesome space boots that you're able to use around, you get them on one planet, but they never do anything with it. Like, if this was any other Ratchet and Clank, there'd be 40 minigames and races to do with it. It just felt like a missed opportunity. The only thing we have in terms of minigame in the whole of that new Ratchet and Clank is the fighting arena, which is about 40 minutes of fun, and there's nothing else to do with it then. So yeah, it's a beautiful game. It's incredible what they've done with the SSD, and it's probably one of the most beautiful looking games on the PS5 for sure. But it's probably not the best Ratchet & Clank, just in terms of length and all that. Alright, this was a cool new indie game. You might have seen a trailer for it. It's Somerville. It's about this family trying to escape. Everyone thought it was Limbo or Play Dead. I don't know what they're working on. I hope they're working on something new. This is Somerville. It's really, really cool. Reminds me of like Arrival meets, you know, Inside. I don't even know what kind of genre you'd put this, you know? I don't know if it's 2D or what. It's kind of cool. First Space Marine was too, but there's no cover mechanics. Gameplay at the end of the clip really gained me. Yeah, it was nice. I'm so glad they did that as well. Even if you just give us a sliver of gameplay, we'll be satiated for a little bit, right? You know? Just straight up CG always kind of leaves a sour taste in your mouth. Now, luckily we don't live in the bullshot world as much anymore. Sometimes you will get gameplay that's not representative of the final product, but it's rare. Never seen any It Takes Two gameplay. It's a really wholesome co-op adventure from the guys who made A Way Out. You know that prison escape game? They use the same idea. It's a nice twist on I don't want to say Jump Ship there, maybe it's the band. It's a nice twist on split screen, you know, where we're so used to it. They really do something different. It was nice. Do I think it deserved Game of the Year? Probably not. It was a very strange. I'll go over the awards at the end real quick, but it was a strange one. Usually I'm like bang on the money with stuff, and I think I only got like 2 right. But it was.
We're gonna head to the stage.
Oh, here we go. Here's the Cuphead stuff.
Performance from a much-loved game studio.
Decided to do this really nice, like 1920s inspired performance for Cuphead with some. What do they call them? Flappers. Ladies singing. Call them flappers. I better get that right. They're not slappers. Slappers. One thing I noticed though, they do a great job. They sing with their hands, which is really annoying. Just fucking sing! Sing! Well, we've been waiting for the DLC for Cuphead for, Jesus, 3 years, 4 years. It was a nice idea for performance. Especially when you've got that orchestra. At this point, I probably would have just went with a full sequel to Cuphead. That's how long it takes for this kind of animation. This is my highlight of the event for me. Aw, nice, dude. I'm glad, Caustic. Guys, it's lunchtime here. Gotta take my leave. Alright, cheers, Caustic. Enjoy your lunch. So they did this awesome trailer for it as well. I'm gonna skip to that. I just wanted to show you a little performance. I don't know about motherfucking goddamn copyright. So they did an awesome puppet inspired trailer, which I would love a whole game in this style. So we've added a new character, Miss Chalice. She was a little ghost friend in the original Cuphead. How cool is this? We've got the old announcer there, see? Welcome to the DLC island, yes. Don't know how big this is gonna be, but you know, after 3 years wait, this is a hefty like price to pay for, you know, people hyped up. I just hope it can live up to the hype. They'd want to be able to do like up to 10 bosses or something, which I feel bad for them. That's a lot. If you wait 3 years, get the DLC, and there's 5 bosses in the final boss, I don't know. People gonna be pissed. How beautiful is this? I don't even want to see what the bosses look like. I wish they didn't show any of the actual gameplay. But people want to look. Like, imagine a whole game like that. So it's cool. It's still 2-player, even though they've added a 3rd player, I know. A 3rd character. So good, it's like old Hanna-Barbera. There's been a lot of games that have tried to copy the Cuphead formula as well. I mean, it's not entirely original or anything. It's using, you know, the old animation from the 40s. And then gameplay-wise, it's closer to something like, you know, like a Mega Man boss or a Metroid boss. The last delicious last course, last of course. Well done. What a great trailer. That's coming out June as well.
So exciting, the delicious last course. Next,
Jesus, the stage looked really nice, didn't it? It looked like a Bond studio or a Bond trailer. And they got a lot of people in, which is both nice to see, but also scary as fuck. Fucking scary, man. You're crazy. Alright, next we have the Lord of the Rings Gollum game. So Gollum is getting his own game. We heard about this a long while ago. We finally get a little more from it. Yeah, sadly, I gotta say, his design I don't mind. He looks a little bit more cartoony than I was expecting. But I think his voice is a big misstep. I know we can't get like Andy Serkis, but there are 100 people out there who can do a Gollum voice without it being Andy Serkis, you know? And this is really off-putting. How different his voice is.
Nasty, filthy oxes. Kill them. No, we must hide. We can't let them get their nasty, filthy hands on our precious.
We still don't know what kind of gameplay this game is going to be. Yeah, it's a big title as well. Lord of the Rings Gollum, The Untold Story. It's like 14 fucking subtitles right there. It's been done by Daedalic. You might know them. They worked on like Deponia and a whole lot of other stuff. So it's a big thing for them. I wish them the best. If I was them though, I would definitely think about changing the voice actor. I know you want to put your own spin on it, and everybody absolutely has their chance to do that. You know what I mean? But oh Jesus, that could get really grating. It's actually the Smeagol voice is the one that gets me. The Gollum sounds okay. It's deep enough, but when he goes to the quiet, you know, more reserved Smeagol, it's horrendous. It's really grating. I don't know what. I'm sorry. That's just me though. But everyone might not feel the same. His actual design, I don't mind it that much. I know he's very cartoony, way bigger eyes, you know. But I don't mind it. That part I don't mind. You always expect that. When it comes to these kind of games. There are people giving out about how the Guardians look like or the Marvel Avengers look like. That's just how engines go and art designers go, you know. And probably, I know how ridiculous this sounds, but the actual likeness of Gollum, they probably are not allowed to use it because it's from a movie, you know. I guarantee you that's actually a thing that's happening. Even though he's a fully CGI character, that's the kind of world we live in. Remember, like, we talk about 8 Takes Two winning Game of the Year, which is amazing. But just not a week ago, we found out that the Take-Two Interactive, who own like Bioshock, Borderlands, Rockstar, the whole lot of them, they went and fucking trademarked the word Take-Two. So now It Takes Two, which is not connected to them at all, now had to abandon their trademark. So when they won that Game of the Year award, I was fully expecting him to go off. He should have. This is the guy who said fuck the Oscars. He should have went off on Take-Two, but I guarantee you there's a whole lot of legal mumble jumbo, you know, stopping him from doing that. You know, there's a small indie company. You don't want to try and take a bite out of the big dog because he will devour you. And I don't want that to happen because they're a really great studio. So that sucks. So he won, the team won Game of the Year, but it's very much a chance that he doesn't even own that game anymore, or at least not the name, you know, the trademark, which is so fucked up. That's the world we live in. So yeah, there's a good bit riding on this. You know, everyone wants a new Lord of the Rings game. We had some great ones from EA, you know, back when EA were good. But I don't know. I have a feeling this is going to play like Thief, or if you've ever played those little goblin games, Styx, where it's very much stealth, you know. We'll have to see. He's actually crazy detailed. Anyway, we'll have to see. I'm really, really mixed on that voice. Yeesh. Yeah, he almost looks like Harry Potter's Dobby. Yeah, he definitely does. Dobby needs his own game as well, right? Dobby. Master gives Dobby a sock. Dobby's a free elf. He is. You'll always be my free elf. I love Dobby. When he goes and smacks himself on, as a kid, I laughed my ass when he would smack his head off stuff. Then as an adult, you're like, oh dear, oh god. This is clearly some kind of Stockholm syndrome. Yes, indeed, yes. Back when EA were good, yeah. What times were these? Back when they used to do like good licensed games with like Sierra and all that, you know. Back when I know, it's a long, long time ago, dude. But yeah, they used to do some good games. Some good games. We're still, you know, capitalistic pigs. You pigs! I mean, that's every company, even Nintendo, even the ones we love. Alright, here's the next one. This was an awesome surprise. I thought it was going to be Silent Hill related, but do you know what? It's something a little bit different. This is actually from the original creator of Silent Hill, and he's even got the monster designer from Silent Hill who worked on, you know, the nurses, Pyramid Head and that. This is called Slitterhead, and it looks like beautiful, beautiful, like Japanese horror. The stuff that really keeps you awake at night. And I love it. I thought it was got to do with that abandoned game, but no, that's a whole different mess. And we had, of course, it wouldn't be a Game Awards without Hideo Kojima showing up. And, you know, he's been long rumored to maybe be working on something Silent Hill after his project got shut down. And, you know, I had heard about it, and everyone's like, no, he fucking hates Konami, which is probably true. But, you know, one minute you can hate someone, the next minute you can be back working together. And they got Hideo Kojima on, and they also got Guillermo del Toro. And of course, Guillermo del Toro worked with Kojima on Death Stranding, but he couldn't help himself. He said something very particular, and none of the guys are talking about it, none of the big websites. But at the end of his little, he was basically given an award. At the end of it, he goes, the last time I saw a good like trailer was Death Stranding, and I loved the direction. And he goes, the last time I saw that was in Silent Hill. It'd be nice if there was a new game. And like, what the fuck? Nobody's talking about that? The dude actually basically confirmed that he's working on a Silent Hill game. So I think Silent Hills is not dead. I don't think it's dead at all. I think somehow the rumor of Konami and Kojima making up is real. Look at this, yo. So yeah, some nasty shock horror. So that's Slitterhead. I don't even know what the gameplay is like. The enemies are so fast. I know you could even be playing as the monsters, but holy fuck. When that first monster transformed, it reminded me of Laura from Evil Dead. And all these guys back in the day all worked on Resident Evil, you know? The guys who worked on Evil Within, that's Mikami, you know? And they all worked on it. It's mad to see how they've gone on to do their own things, their own projects, but there's still little breadcrumbs leading back to the original source material. And I love that. And anything on Pragmata? No, Pragmata got very silently delayed to 2023 amid. I'm still convinced that Pragmata might actually be Deep Down. Trust me on it, right? Just hear me out, I'm telling you. Do you remember Deep Down? Deep Down was this cool, like, knight fighting a dragon game that was a PS4 exclusive from Capcom that slowly just disappeared. But before they really just stopped talking about it, they gave us a little bit more information. And part of it was talking about that the fight, the knight and the dragon, it was meant to be like a shared weird dimension. That it was all set in modern time, but this guy's a knight fighting a fucking dragon. So if you look at the trailer for Pragmata, it's about this like astronaut, and there's a little girl, and he's trying to save her, but then they're in the middle of like an empty Times Square, and you're like, what the hell's going on? Then all of a sudden, the sky just breaks and shatters into glass, and they're actually on the moon and all. So it's clearly, so I think Deep Down and Pragmata are connected. I really do. I think it's going to be one of those mind-blowing things. I'll have seen it like 2 years beforehand. I'm like, yes! It'll be the ultimate I told you so. But I don't know. That's just me really just thrown out there. I haven't even heard anything about that. Anyway, so that's, yeah, keep an eye on that one, Slitterhead. I don't know what it is, but I like it. It's body shock horror. I don't know what kind of combat or what it'll be. There's the speed of those nasty monsters. He just splits this guy in two. This reminds me of Raccoon City, though, I'm not gonna lie. Get fucked! I'm half convinced you play as the bad guys. And at first I also thought this looked like Ghostwire Tokyo, which is Mikami's new game from the Evil Within dev. Alright, for the last one we have Nightingale. This was pretty cool. So this is ex-BioWare devs, the guys who worked on like Mass Effect and Dragon Age. But this looks kind of cool. It's fantastical. I know she looks like she's Victorian or something, but it's more set in a fantasy world, kind of horror based as well. And it seems to be shared world. They didn't say MMO or anything. They said shared world. So something closer to like a Destiny just in terms of
Ever since
how
the
that
day the
works.
portal network collapsed, stranding
I don't know.
us in
Could be
these
interesting.
realms,
Nightingale, good for
we
them.
have searched for a way home.
Pragmata, ironically, will remain pragmatic. well, yes, and enigmatic as well. I don't know, dude. It's a funny one. I like that you're interested about it, but yeah, it's a long way away. People wanted to see like a Resident Evil 4 remake too. I think we're a little bit far off from that now, in fairness. But someone did notice there was a little trailer for Resident Evil 8. And I don't know where it showed Ethan in third person, which was not available
Into this nightmare.
in the original game. So they may be working on a third person mod for that.
Nightingale, our beacon of hope. But beyond
This definitely looks cool. Kind of steampunky.
as long as we stand together, our journey will unite us.
Wow!
You, the Realm Walkers, are all that is left.
Nightingale.